Ferris has likely gone to Marstone House to get some brawny footmen to come and restrain me. Will picked up his hat. Breakfast? Tregarth followed him down the stairs and out into the street. You don't seem worried by the prospect of being stopped. Ferris thinks we're heading to Hyde Park. Will smiled. There was some small amusement in the situation. I hope he enjoys the morning there. Ha! They walked on, weaving between delivery carts and street sellers calling their wares, before pausing outside a chop house. They'd be out of place amongst clerks and traders taking early breakfasts, but food was food. This do? Will asked. Settled at a small table, Will ordered a small meal of ham, eggs, and coffee, surprised to find he had an appetite. I tried to present your apology again, via his second, Tregarth said, as he cut up his meat. Jaston said he'd been instructed not to accept it. Will shrugged. I expected that, but thanks for trying. I've been asking around, Tregarth went on between mouthfuls. You're not the first she's convinced that her husband neglects her, and doesn't care what she does. She's a good actress, I'll give her that. Will recalled again Hetty's big blue eyes swimming with tears, her lips trembling. He was angry with himself for believing her lies. He'd learnt his lesson with Sally 10 years ago, and had largely abstained while he was at Oxford. Even in town he'd been sure to only dally with widows or married women whose husbands were complacent. He recalled Lord Elberton's expression, too, as he walked in on his young wife, half-dressed, in Will's arms. His shock and anger had been clear, but also, Will thought, his hurt. Hetty had started to cry, sobbing that Will had forced his way into the house, at which point Will had grabbed his discarded coat and wig and left. His lips twisted in wry amusement. It could have been worse. Elberton could have walked in 10 minutes later. Jaston's found a doctor, Tregarth said. He'll meet us near the Greycoat School. Will nodded, his mouth full of harm. He's organised a coach as well, with a driver who knows the way to Dover. Tregarth put down his cutlery and met Will's eyes with a sober face. Will, he means to kill you. He refused first blood, although he did not insist on à l'outrance. Not fighting to the death mattered little when a bullet wound could kill you slowly. He'd be just as dead. I did cuckold him, Will said. The fact I thought he wouldn't mind doesn't change that. He pushed his plate away. Tregarth shook his head. In truth, I'm amazed you've got this far without duelling someone. I've been in plenty of arguments, but the only two that reached the point of a challenge were... Will's gaze fixed on the far wall of the chop house as his words dried up. Damn him! He slammed a fist on the table, making the plates and cutlery jump. I'll lay money my father bought them off. I'm 25 years old and still he's treating me... Wingrave? Recalling where he was, Will took a deep breath. Are you saying that your father paid people to apologise? Tregarth asked. Not apologise, no, but Latham agreed to settle the affair by target shooting. I did duel with Benhurst, but the seconds negotiated swords and first blood only. Possibly not paid, either. But an earl can bring pressure to bear, or promise patronage. He got to his feet abruptly, tossing enough coins on the table to pay for 5 such meals. Come, let's be away. Outside, he stalked off down the street, Tregarth having to almost trot to catch up with him. He may as well just wrap me in wool and suffocate me, Will muttered. Not before you've got an heir of your own, Tregarth said, between breaths. That's why he's doing it, isn't it? Apparently. He was like this even before Alfred died. He wouldn't buy me a commission or fund a grand tour. I was to take no risks until Alfred had produced a couple of heirs, he said. Although I've never understood why he's so concerned. Even if I get myself killed, there's Uncle Jack to inherit, with 3 sons of his own. A mist rising from the Thames added a chill to the air as they neared the meeting point at Tothill Fields, although Will could see blue sky above. The doctor awaited them by the school and followed them into the fields. Lord Elberton was already pacing back and forth, his grey wig and coat giving the impression of a ghost.